What's up guys, Jeff with JTS. Today I want to cover how to get more activation from your muscle building movements or movements that you're performing that you guys can do. Just two quick and easy techniques that can actually engage the muscle better, activate and fire the muscle better, and actually sometimes even give you a little bit more strength. Alright, they're two very simple and easy techniques. The first one is a visual technique. All you have to do is just look at, while you're performing a movement, look towards the body part that you guys are working, right? We do this as part of our warm-up at JTS where we do our visual stimulation drills. However, this also carries over to actual mechanics and movement drills. Your eyes send your brain a signal to actually activate muscle fibers or body parts based on where you're looking. So what you guys can do the self-test. If you guys have a friend, it's very simple. Here's what I want you to do. So just testing out the eye drill itself. Put your arm out, have your friend do this drill with you. You'll put your arm out. What I want you to do first, I can't show you directly, however, I want you to just focus on looking down at the floor without moving your head. So what I would do, keep my head perfectly neutral here. I direct my eyes towards the floor. From there, my partner or friend is just going to push on my wrist, right? What will happen if you do this correctly, you'll notice a difference between that version of this drill and the next version, which is doing the exact same thing. However, this time, directing your eyeballs to the ceiling. So again, I don't move my head at all. My head stays fully focused forward, and all I'm going to do is just lift my eyeballs up to the top of my frame, looking almost at the ceiling. Again, having my partner do the same exact press or pressure down on my wrist. You guys can do this in either order, and what you'll find is looking up will actually increase the strength that you have and the ability to maintain or resist the pressure that your partner's pushing on you. Okay, so when it comes to actually doing movements, if I'm doing a pressing movement, I'll actually be looking down in a way. So if I'm bench pressing, I'll be keeping my gaze slightly down. If I'm doing a pulling movement, okay, I'm actually going to be looking up. Again, I'm not moving my head, I'm just moving my eyeballs. This actually helps really well with something like a deadlift or chin-ups, okay? The other thing you guys can do is actually look at the muscles that you guys are doing. So to engage or activate the muscles itself better, in the instance of maybe like a bicep curl, if we're doing a bicep curl and we're not using, we might be using a straight bar, what you guys can do is actually just gaze down at your biceps as you guys are contracting the curl, right? This will allow your brain to send the signal to the muscle that it's actually being focused on, and it will give it more stimulation, and you'll actually feel the muscle start to actually engage even more. Okay, so that's the first drill, or first technique that you guys can do. The second technique is just a touch drill. So all you're going to do is use your fingertips. I like to use this on isolation movements, body part movements, things like that, where I'm really trying to specifically focus on one body part or isolation of a movement. For instance, if I'm doing a bicep curl, what I would do is I would keep my hand on the bicep that I'm trying to do my curl with, put a little bit of pressure down, and I'm actually going to be resisting that by both viewing and pushing into that muscle that I'm trying to activate or engage more or feel more. My nervous system, my body is all sending signals to this muscle part and body part and telling it to work harder, because now I'm directing focus as well as some sort of concentration. The just light touch that you give to your own body parts will send the signal that this is what I'm trying to focus on more, right? So by doing that, you're gonna get a bigger pump. I tend to do this a lot with like GHDs, glute ham developers. I'll be touching my hamstrings the whole time, or even sometimes my glutes. That way I really focus on hitting those and feeling against them. We also at JTS do a breathing drill to start the workout, where we focus on deep belly breathing and trying not to breathe into our upper chest. By doing the way that we do it is putting a hand on the chest and a hand on the belly with slight pressure into the belly, we then actually get to feel when we're pressing against our hand. This is the same thing that happens when we're doing our bicep curls or activation of our hamstrings and leg curls or anything like that. By touching, it just gives us a signal to that body part to spend a little bit more focus. Our brain is actually saying it's focusing more on those body parts, and it allows you to get a better result and better outcome without doing much more than simply looking in a direction, either up or down, and just soft touches. All right, so start putting those in some of your training, get a little bit more stimulation, even sometimes gain even more strength just by touching or looking in a certain direction or at the body parts that you're trying to work to get a better outcome and better training stimulus.